Okay, today we got Rechelle Turner with us. Rechelle's from Marshall County and that's really done good, and we're so pleased to have her here talking about the trip that she's made along the way. Rechelle, could we just start down in North Marshall and you take us on up a little bit?
Yeah, I was a North Marshall Jet. Back in those days, we had some pretty good teams. Coach Don Bach coached us 1 year, and then Lisa Jarrett came on, and we had an undefeated season in 8th grade, and that kind of propelled us to the high school to get ready to play for Coach Beth.
Right. That was a good time there. You came on, you played here for Coach Beth, and how was that? How did Coach Beth handle you girls?
You know, he's what I inspired to be the whole time that I was playing for him. I knew I wanted to coach, and just the way he went about things and how he demanded close to perfection as possible, because he knew that's what it would take for us to be successful. And just seeing how he handled his relationship with all the young women in his program, and how he just continued excellence year in and year out with all kinds of players. And so I've taken a lot of things that I learned from him and used that along the way.
Yeah, that's kind of developed your philosophy in coaching, I guess.
For sure. You know, he was always about fundamentals, and it didn't matter what tricky plays you had if you couldn't dribble, pass, and shoot. And we worked on that. Transition was huge back then for us, and it's something that we definitely use in our playing style today.
Well, that's great. Well, I know a lot of people are interested in your college coaching. We need to talk about that a little bit here with you. What's your biggest demand in college coaching?
I think it's time. The biggest difference, it's 365 days a year, 24/7. It never stops. Even when there's a recruiting shutdown, our players are on campus. There's always something going on, and you're not only trying to coach your team, but you're trying to recruit for several years down the road throughout that time. And it's just it's a lot of responsibility, but I have a great staff. You're only as good as the people around you, and so I have wonderful people that pour into our team and our recruiting, and they're servant leaders for our program. So really proud of them, but mostly time. It takes a lot of it.
A lot of time, yeah. Now when you started out over there, Murray was in the OVC, and you really picked up the girls program, and I think you used some local girls to help get that going over there with it, and that's good.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talent come through this region over the years, and I was very fortunate to have a lot of it at Murray High School. And there were 4 seniors that I had on the team my last year, or excuse me, 4 juniors the last year at Murray High School, and I had to leave them behind to take the Murray State job. But Maddie Waldrop had already signed with UT Martin, so that was where she needed to be. But the other 3 played their last year at Murray High School, then came with me to Murray State, and they kind of helped start getting the culture where we needed to be. And we've had several local players play for us over the past several years. Hallie Lange has been on our team, Casey Connor, our 2 Marshall County basketball players, and Destiny Thomas from McCracken County. So we've been really blessed to have some really good players from this area, along with players from all over the world, basically, to help build our program.
That's great. You know, we kind of skipped up to the college. I want to know a little more about Murray High. How you did up there, and what you thought about Murray High, and so forth.
I love Murray High School. Always hold a special place in my heart. I was doing my student teaching, and Jimmy Harrell asked if I would help with the girls basketball team, and so I did, of course, loved it, wanted to get into coaching, and we were able to win the region that year. So it was a pretty awesome experience to win right out of the gate. And then actually we got to the finals of the regional that year, I believe. And then he retired, and they asked me to take over the job. I was 23 years old. I was barely a few years older than my seniors. It was a very nerve-wracking experience, but what a blessing. 21 years at Murray High School, some of the best times of my life. I think of those days fondly, and the relationships that I have with those players and their families, and all the administration and teachers that I got the privilege to work with over time. It's just a really special place to me.
I'm sure that it was, and I know a of people enjoyed watching your coaching at Murray High. You were very successful out there, and we were proud of that, and so glad when you got the Murray State job. And back to that, like I said, we started out in the OVC. Now you've jumped up a little bit. What's the difference here between OVC and Missouri Valley?
There's a major difference. Missouri Valley basketball is one of the top mid-major programs in the NCAA. It's tough. The depth and talent of the teams, especially on the women's side and the men's side, is exceptional. There was a number of amazing players this year on the girls' side. We lost all but two. All conference players graduated, so we're anxious to see what that's going to look like in the years to come. But it's a drastic step. It takes a lot more in-depth recruiting. You got to get a higher caliber player. You have to go all over the world to get them. You have to branch out and expand your recruiting area for sure.
Well, when you're recruiting players out there, do you have a special thing that you're looking at for a particular player that will fit into your what you're doing on the floor out there?
Yeah, we have a particular playing style. We like to play fast. We were second in the nation in scoring this year in the NCAA, and so that was important to us. And pace and efficiency, number of shot, points per possession, all those things are important. So when we're recruiting, talent catches our eye first. But then that's just the very first step, because we do a deep dive into who that young lady is. Character matters, moral compass matters, what they're going to mean to our program on and off the floor matters. And I've made lots of promises to lots of parents over the years that I wasn't going to bring anybody into my locker room that I wouldn't want to be around my own children. So we have to really vet those kids, because talent only takes you so far.
Right.
And the chemistry and the culture of our team is what made it special, and especially what made this magical season that we just had.
You know, that's I think what's important here, Rechelle, we're trying to preserve basketball history in Western Kentucky. And we've got these videos that people are doing, and a lot of people listen to them. We're connected to Facebook and YouTube and so forth. And I think what you've been saying can be of some importance to some of these young girls. When they look at this and see what a college coach is telling them that they need to do, maybe way down here.
Right. First of all, young players have to make a commitment to their sport. It takes lots of hours to be able to develop a skill set that enables them to play college basketball at any level. But you have to be careful these days with social media and those type of things, because we have written more players off because of things we've seen on their social media, or maybe who they're following or what they've liked, because it doesn't fit the moral compass of our team. So you have to be extremely careful in how you do things and how you go about things. And one piece of advice is I could get them is someone's always watching. And so if they're up by 20, if they're down by 20, that body language, their effort, their attitude, are they cheering for their teammates? Are they upset because they're not playing well? All the things that you hear are all true. College coaches are looking at each and every player deeply and not just about their talent.
Right. Well, that's good information. And this has been a really good thing to have you come and talk to us about this, being a Marshall County girl and being a successful coach that you've been. And I think Western Kentucky has had a lot of good players and a lot of good coaches that people don't really know about. A lot of people think West Kentucky stops at Owensboro. So we're doing this, and this will help, I think, to just inspire more people to a better level and let people know about this. We thank you a lot for coming on and doing this today. It's been great.
Well, I appreciate you having me, and you're right. Western Kentucky has a rich, historic women's basketball, girls basketball side of it, as well as men's basketball, so there's a lot to look at.
Yeah, we're in the 13 counties, and in those 13 counties we have 8 state championships that we can hang banners in there. And of course, 5 of them comes from Marshall County, so it is a rich history, though, the whole county. I mean, players like Travis Perry over at Lyon County last year, and they've had some good play. There's just been a tremendous number of good players that I don't think they have been able to get the ink that they deserve.
Right. Everybody deserves their flowers, especially as good of young men and young women that we've had come through our area.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.